Hey guys, welcome to The Daily Athlete. This is episode number 33. Did a bit of camping, a little bit of fishing on the weekend and got eaten alive by mosquitoes. So if you see me itching heaps during this episode, it's because I've got about 100 mosquito bites. Being down in Bunbury, which is south of Perth for you guys that are over east. Anyway, getting on with the show today, I'm gonna go through. I wanted to do a little bit of a contrast between motocross and freestyle motocross and training. So as some of you will know, or most of you will know, I used to race motocross for about 14 years, okay, and did that. That was my thing. That's all I did, just raced, and struggled a lot to find different sports to be able to help with that, which is how I got into strength and conditioning. One of the things that happen in not motocross but freestyle motocross, which is where they do the big jumps and do the big tricks and all the cool stuff, backflips and all that sort of stuff. One of the things that I noticed over my career in motocross in freestyle was actually the change in the type of tricks that they were able to do. So when I first started racing motocross, we used to see some of the freestyle. Sometimes they used to have it at motocross events, or they'd have stuff on TV, or they'd have special just freestyle shows doing freestyle. Now, the tricks that they were doing then are not even considered good compared to the type of tricks that they're doing now. And the perfect example I use for that is a backflip. So doing a backflip on a motorbike or a motocross bike was unheard of back when I was younger. So going back a few years now, 15, 20 years ago, doing a backflip on a motocross bike off a jump was unheard of. It was pretty much deemed impossible, something that couldn't be done, that had never been done, okay? Then a few guys, or one or two guys, so I think it was Kerry Hart back in the day, tried it at a competition, tried the first ever backflip, okay? So he tried, from memory, didn't make it, and then had a few guys after that which started to try it, and then started nailing it. Okay, so all of a sudden freestyle motocross has started off with no one ever doing a backflip and everyone thinking that it's impossible and something that you will never be able to do. All of a sudden people are starting to try it, and the guys at the top level of the sport are actually implementing it and starting to do it and practicing it and starting to nail it. So there's a couple of those guys starting to get it, okay? Now, then go forward another 5 to 10 years from then. Now, at that point, a backflip on a motorbike is becoming relatively standard for those guys, and is something that majority of the people in the sport are actually doing. And it's becoming something that's the normal. So doing a backflip is the new normal. The guys that weren't doing backflips and weren't at that stage were left behind in the sport, okay? But then from there, so everyone's starting to nail the backflip. Then from there, Travis Pastrana, maybe 5 years back, maybe five, 6, 7 years ago, Travis Pastrana is a well-known freestyle motocross rider. He nailed the double backflip. First person to nail a double backflip in competition, okay, so ramp to ramp. Nailed that. Everyone said it wouldn't be done again, it would be impossible, something that wouldn't be able to, you'd only do it once, it was a high risk, high chance of injury, high chance of crashing, etc., etc. You'd only do it once, it would never be done again, people won't replicate it, it's not something that will always be showing up in competitions. So everyone said that when that first happened. Now, no one ever thought that anyone would ever be able to do a double backflip on a motocross bike in one jump, okay? Everyone said the single backflip wouldn't be able to be done. That was done. They said the double wouldn't be able to be done. That was done, okay? Now in freestyle motocross, the double backflip is becoming that same thing that the backflip was, where everyone in the sport is starting to do it. So now it's not just the guys that are right at the top. There's the guys that are a little bit further down the list which are starting to do those same tricks as well, okay? Now in terms of backflips, there's guys that ride on farms which do it just for recreation on the weekends, and they're managing to smash out backflips with no jumpers. They don't even compete. It's just something they like to do on the weekend, okay? Now, what I'm getting at with this story is freestyle started off with doing tricks that didn't involve backflips at all. It was deemed impossible. A couple of guys trying it and implementing it, and then nailing it. Then the rest of the community, the rest of the sport catching on to what is actually possible. So everyone else starting to do a backflip. Then after everyone's nailed that, then moving on to the next thing. So Travis Pastrana setting up a double backflip, which is then carrying on to everyone else doing double backflips, which is now starting to become the norm as well in freestyle motocross. Now, you're probably wondering, how does this transfer over to training? How this transfers over to training is your association with the people that you train with and being tied up in a community or group of people that you're able to train with and work with to help pull you forward. Okay, so most of the freestyle guys are pretty close, and what you'll find with those guys is that they all train together. They go to foam pits, they go to events, they go to each other's farms or places to ride. They're always riding together. They're always pushing each other to go that bit further, which is how those tricks have developed. Okay, it wasn't just a bunch of guys which were all riding by themselves which decided that one day they were going to do a backflip. It's just they saw what other people were doing. They were associating with what other people were doing in the sport, and then it pulled them along to help better improve themselves. And that's what you need to find in your training. If you're training by yourself in your garage all the time, you're training down at your local gym, or you're training with people that don't challenge you, then you're really missing out on drawing the full potential out of your training, because you need those people that are better than you, that have a similar ability to you, that can help drag you up to where you should be, rather than allowing yourself to coast along. Now, that's not saying that you can't get results and can't get progress and get better at your training by training by yourself. It just that means that you'll get pulled along a shitload quicker if you have someone else that you're able to train with that can help pull you to that next level and drag you to that next level and hold you accountable and open your eyes to new things that maybe you think aren't possible now, but actually are possible, exactly like the freestyle guys were. So this doesn't mean that you have to follow the exact same training plan or program of someone else. What it means is that you just have to be in the vicinity or be in the group of people that are doing the same activity or have similar goals. Okay, so if you have someone who's trying to get fitter and stronger for motocross, and another guy who's trying to get fitter and stronger for road racing, then maybe being able to train together to be able to push each other to help get to where you want to go, rather than training by yourself all the time. Because if you don't know how much harder you can go, how much more weight you can lift, how much faster you can move, you will always you'll constantly move at that same pace, and the degree of increase in performance will be a lot slighter. Even if you have me and someone else who are doing the complete opposite programs, it doesn't really matter the type of stuff that you're doing. It's having that other person there with you to help build a support base. Same with the freestyle guys. They didn't go there and all nail the same tricks day in, day out. They all did their own thing and nailed their own stuff, did their own warm-ups and whatever things they have to do, but they all pulled each other along because they were all there. They all saw the different ways of doing things, and it allowed them to grow as athletes by seeing what other people were doing and able to expand their focus on what actually is possible with their racing, which is what you need to happen with your training as well. Just opening your eyes to what is possible, and opening your eyes up to what other people are doing to expand your knowledge base and to be able to drag you along with your training. So my challenge for you for this week is if you're training by yourself, or you're training in a commercial gym, or you don't tend to train with a group, is trying to find a group of people, trying to find a training buddy or a group of buddies to be able to train with and train together, so that you can help your training to improve more dramatically than what it is now. So give that a crack this week. Even in the comments below, tag some training partners that you could have to be able to train with you, people that can come to the gym, or people that you know of even that train by themselves. Organize a time for you guys to be able to train together. Tag below. I don't mind. Tag the names below. Put your name below. Get a bit of a group and a bit of a community going for you to be able to train with everyone, and then let me know how you go.